Alright, YouTube. It's Conspiracy College here, on the way to work. It's been a tumultuous couple of days. I'm going through one of those proverbial long dark nights of the soul. But that's not going to keep me from doing UFC videos. This is going to be UFC 117 prediction video. Alright. I'm only going to do the fights for the people who I know in them. Clay Guida is fighting somebody. I don't even know his name. Clay Guida. He might be in the top 10 in the lightweight division. He's usually entertaining, usually keeps a pretty good pace. He's not a fabulous striker, not fabulous jiu-jitsu, just pretty decent wrestling and pretty decent ground and pound and a whole lot of heart and a whole lot of hair. That's Clay Guida for you. But that should be an entertaining fight. We're looking forward to that. The biggest fight besides the main event to me is the Roy Nelson Jr. Dos Santos. Two big, dynamic heavyweights meeting up. Dos Santos is coming off a bunch of wins. He's a boxer. He's a striker. I'm sure he's got a good ground game, but he has not needed it yet. He has knocked everybody out who tries to fight him. Not in as spectacular fashion as Shane Carwin, but he seems pretty invincible nonetheless. Roy Nelson, he won the Ultimate Fighter show for heavyweights. He's looked good in everything he's done. He's a big old boy. He's got a big old beer gut and a beard. He looks slightly different than your average UFC fighter, but he has a strong background in wrestling. He has a lot of weight to move around if he gets on top of you, and his striking hasn't looked bad. But honestly, Roy Nelson, I haven't seen him fight anybody great yet. So this is going to be the serious test for him, and a pretty serious test for Dos Santos too. I don't think he's fought anybody that has a wrestling background of Roy Nelson's caliber. So that's going to be a very entertaining fight. I'm looking forward to that. The next one, the co-main event, I think, is Matt Hughes versus Ricardo Almeida. I could have sworn Ricardo Almeida was a middleweight, but he might be a 170. But he might have just cut weight for this fight. It's being hyped as like a revenge fight because Matt Hughes beat Renzo Gracie. But really, these are just, I don't know, they're just fights for ratings. I think Matt Hughes can still fight. I think Ricardo Almeida's in his prime right now, though, and he's looked pretty good in the fights I've seen him in. Matt Hughes has a pretty good record against jiu-jitsu guys just because he's so comfortable on the ground and he's so strong. It's hard to submit somebody like that. Should be entertaining. I'd like to see them both just throw hands much. Could be boring because if Hughes gets him down and gets on top of him, I don't think he's going to be able to submit Almeida, and vice versa. If Ricardo gets on top of Matt Hughes, I don't think he's going to be able to do much. So hopefully they'll just pound it out in the middle of the ring and the best man will win. And then we got Chael Sonnen versus the champion Anderson Silva. This is one we've been waiting for a long time. If you're an MMA fan right now, you've probably heard all the trash talk that Chael Sonnen is putting out right now. And so we'll talk about that for a minute. What would motivate somebody to talk all that trash if they know that there's a pretty good chance they're going to lose? And you know, Chael Sonnen's got to know his odds against Anderson Silva are not great. He's also got to know he's got a slight chance. And I guess he thinks that chance will be increased if he gets in Anderson Silva's head a little bit, and with all this trash talking, to make Anderson Silva think that he's really got to show up and shut Chael Sonnen down fast. I'm not sure what Chael Sonnen's game plan is. I mean, he's a politician. He's all about publicity, you know, making people pay attention to Chael Sonnen, which he's done a good job of doing, and This fight is super hyped now because everybody wants to know if he's going to be able to back it up or if he's going to come across looking like an idiot. But honestly, I'll tell you what's probably going to happen. It's going to be a pretty good fight. I think we saw Dan Henderson had some good luck against Anderson Silva, wrestling him. Even got his back a couple times, but definitely got him down and was controlling him for a little while. So that could very well happen to Anderson Silva when he fights Chael Sonnen. But you know, nobody's done any serious damage to Anderson Silva ever yet. So the chances of Chael Sonnen pulling out a victory. And look, if he does the GSP thing where he just lays on top of him the whole time, that's a possibility too, and it's going to be a legitimate win. But he's not going to win any fans that way. Well, who knows? There's some pretty fickle fans out there. So I'm just hoping that they both bring their ultimate A game, because they both have a lot riding on this fight. Chael Sonnen has looked really good against everybody he's fought so far. And of course we all know about Anderson Silva. But with all the trash talk, I think it's only half serious. It's for ratings. I think when the fight's over, they'll give each other a hug. And during the post-fight, he'll probably talk about how it was all just for ratings and such, and publicity. But, I'm kind of hoping that Anderson Silva just tags him a few times really good, showing him he can do it when he wants to, and then dances around and just makes him mad. And if he dances around and gets the decision, that'll piss a lot of UFC fans off. It'll piss Chael Sonnen off. But I think it'll be pretty entertaining to see. But if he's going to do that, the first couple rounds, Anderson Silva's really got to convince us I could finish this guy whenever I want, and I could pick him apart for 5 rounds straight if I wanted to. But instead, I'm going to make him look like an idiot and treat him like a bitch. That, or Anderson Silva might feel a real legitimate threat and just knock him out in the first round, just be on him like a spider monkey, and just not let him breathe, and win real fast. It's going to be exciting. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen, but whatever it is that happens, it's going to happen in 2 days. So I got to work tonight. I'm off tomorrow. I got to work all day Saturday, but a good reward for a hard day's work Saturday will be a UFC match at TGI Fridays on Saturday night. I will see you there.